So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some tests. I've got some different buttons here, and I am going to take a look and see if I can find something that might have a cool texture. Ooh, I kind of like that because of the way the center is. Don't really know what these are going to do, but we're about to find out. So let me give a try to this one and this one. The first thing I did is I got some really nice soft pencils. I prefer these Ticonderosa pencils, number 2 pencils. Got 2 of those. So I'm going to take one of these and place it underneath. And just holding this on the side, I'm just going to go ahead and give this just a little bit of a rubbing across there, and boy, this is really shaking a lot, isn't it? Ooh, I really like the way this looks. It's a little bit of a, definitely a darker texture. This might be good for an eyeball. I'm actually going to try to make a person, so that might actually work really good for the eyeball. Let's take a look at this and see what it looks like. Again, I'm going to hold this really straight. Oh, this is kind of nice too. And I'm just carefully getting a nice little frottage. Now, I don't have an eraser on this. This one has an eraser. I brought an extra eraser to erase with. But I can always clean up some of these lines if I really want this to look nice and neat. If I like it to have these little ghost lines, I might want to keep those too. Okay? So far I've got a couple of different ideas there that I like. This one's kind of plain. I don't really like that. I'm going to try this little guy next. Let's put that underneath there. And see what happens. Okay, I don't mind this. Okay, so I've done lots of different examples and trials with some of these smaller items, and I've also gone around my house and looked for lots of other things, textures, tried some things that worked, some things that didn't. You can see I went for some things that were on a shoe, the bottom of a shoe. This was a light socket. You can see one of my daughter's bottom of her shoes here. I tried lots and lots of different things. Some of them I liked, some of them I didn't. These were done mostly with crayon and some with the pencil, although I ended up liking the pencil better. This here was my first attempt where I did it with crayon. Now, one cool thing about crayon is that you're going to get a great wax resist. So if I were to use watered down paint, watered down marker, watered down coffee, I could get some nice little resist going on with this design. So I'm going to be probably trying 2 different ways of doing this. The first one will be me trying to do a graphite composition, and then my second one is going to be a crayon composition. Okay, so for this one, I am going to do something a little more simple. I went through and used crayon, blue crayon, and made a frottage of just 3 items this time. I took some letters from my sister's name that I had on a board that we have up on our letter board we have up on in our house. And then this was from a candle holder that I had. And then this was a tray where the candle holder was. So I just used 3 items this time. And what I'm going to do this time is I am going to try to paint with some coffee. Now you can really use any coffee grounds, but I have this freeze-dried instant coffee. So I'm just going to take a, ooh, that one would have been a nice one that I could have made a rubbing of. But I'm just going to take a few of these little coffee grounds and I'm going to place them here in the middle of my palette. And you can use a paper plate or whatever you want to, really. And then I'm going to just add a little tiny bit of water to that and get those coffee grounds to start dissolving. Now, the thing with the coffee grounds and painting with the coffee grounds is you're only going to get one color, obviously, which is this nice rich brown color. It smells very good. But the other thing is you can also get lots of values. And if you remember, a value is when you are using darks and lights, so of the same color. So if I take, let's take a little piece of paper from over here. Let's see if I've got a piece of paper from over here. Actually, I'll use my practice one of these. I've got this practice page where I had made all these other ones, and I can just kind of lay down some of this coffee to kind of see what it looks like, which I kind of like the color of it. Now, to lighten that, I might want to add some water into one of my little areas here, and just add a little bit of this and water it down a little bit. Okay, so you can see I've got at least 2 different values there, and I can use all different values. Remember, because I used crayon, this is going to be resisting the water from this. So all of the crayon is still going to show, especially since this is really good and thin. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to begin painting my final drawing here. Remember, this was frotaged, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here and I'm just going to go ahead and start giving it a little bit of interest based on kind of some of the designs that I have here, so that we can make some of this come forward and some of this go back. So you can see I'm almost finished here, but I just wanted to show you that when you add layers, you don't always have to mix the different values here. You can also put on lighter layers and then go over the layers with another layer of pigment, which is coming again from the coffee this time around. So I'm going to put on these last finishing touches. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to concentrate all of my darkest values around the word, the name Val, and that way we can really get that to stand out or come forward. And the rest is all kind of just a design kind of in the background. And I may decide I want to add a little bit of shine, so I might go back into this later with a little bit of a gel pen or just maybe a bright colored, not too much, but maybe just a little bright colored marker or something that I might have in my studio space. All right. So that is what I have made with frottage this week. I hope you are enjoying your art areas, and I hope that you will continue to follow along with what I'm doing or choose one of the activities that I have set up for you, and I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.